America has been turned into a parody, a joke, a shadow of its former self under Democrat rule. Sadly, the folks who run the Biden regime and the Democrat Party are the governmental equivalent of circus clowns. However, these clowns are rarely funny. Some are quite dangerous. The killer clown show that is America's government. That's my focus in today's preamble. Sometimes I take for granted that you guys in the audience get me, in particular my sense of humor. I forgot how the term absurd is now synonymous with Democrat policies and people. On the Salcedo Show social media pages, I posted the following story over the weekend. The BBC, among others, reported that the KGB thug Vladimir Putin was going to deploy tactical nuclear weapons in Belarus. My exact quote was, Putin says Russia to station nuclear weapons in Belarus. Biden says, what's a Belarus? Now, in my original post, I was hoping the audience would get my sarcasm. But in an era where silly, vacuous, and unqualified people dominate our government, I should have known better. One respondent said, quote, clickbait, nowhere in the article did Biden say, what's a Belarus? Another said, Biden isn't mentioned in the article. I had to notify them I was mocking Joe Biden and his leftist regime. But their responses were reflective of a situation we find ourselves in. First, the fact that Biden wasn't even mentioned. That's because, in the face of this clear provocation against the West and NATO in particular, the United States has made no moves to counter the aggression. Under Democrats, America is irrelevant and a dispensable nation. Also, a decade ago, every American would have seen right away that my absurd statement designed to highlight absurdity was a joke. What I forgot was that our country is a punchline with the anti-America party in charge.
So today, I applaud China for stepping up. I applaud Canada. You can tell what I'm thinking.
Joe Biden confusing Canada with China. Under Justin Trudeau, Biden might be excused for getting it wrong. Since the China virus pandemic, Canada does resemble totalitarian China in many ways. But we can't excuse Biden's predisposition to praising the #1 genocidal racist slave state on planet Earth. He's made a career of praising China, the world's leading human rights abuser. Also, did you note the laughter in the room? Watch again.
So today, I applaud China for stepping up. I applaud Canada. You can tell what I'm thinking.
Sad, isn't it? The truth is, Biden is laughed at wherever he goes. He's a joke. He's not respected. And by extension, neither is the United States. It's something President Trump was quick to point out at a rally in Texas over the weekend.
I'd like to thank China, but he's in Canadian Parliament. He said, I mean Canada. The whole place was laughing. They're laughing in our country. We don't want anyone to laugh. Nobody laughed at our country when I ran it, I can tell you that. The only way to stop these arsonists is to rebuke and reject this evil persecution by sending us straight back to the White House to expel the communists and the Marxists and all of them in 2024.
Speaking of President Trump, we are still waiting for the latest political attack to come down from Alvin Bragg in New York. I have noted and marveled at the level permanent Washington will stoop to keep President Trump from running and winning election. I wasn't the only one. The satire site, the Babylon Bee, ran this knee-slapper of a headline, Trump to be indicted for removing mattress tag in 1997. Gotta love the Bee. But before you chuckle too loudly, before you dismiss such an absurd satirical headline, don't forget the state of affairs in the United States. The Babylon Bee's CEO Seth Dillon tells Fox that they've been astonished that nearly 100 of their headlines have come true. You heard that right. Because Democrats are so base, so debaucherous, so unserious, they have actually transformed Babylon Bee headlines from parodies into prophecies. Seth Dillon saying, quote, the problem isn't that our satire is too close to reality. It's that reality is too close to satire, so our jokes keep coming true, end quote. Again, it's sad to think what Democrats have done to us. To further illustrate my point, we all remember Adam Schiff, the congressman who lied about President Trump's phone call with Volodymyr Zelensky. Upon losing his access to the nation's intelligence, Schiff ran to raise money on the China spy app TikTok. I observed that it appeared that Schiff wanted the Chi-Coms to know they've got an ally in him. Fast forward to this last weekend, and avowed New York socialist Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez did the same thing. AOC, knowing that China uses their app to gather metadata on Americans and to promote divisions in our country, among other things, she jumped on TikTok in a full-throated support of keeping the app going and spying in our country. It looks like she wanted China to know she stands with them. Wasn't too long ago that if I had told you the Democrats would go on record supporting the world's #1 racist, genocidal slave state, it would have led to raucous laughter. Now, the joke's on us. The only question is, who will have the last laugh? Patriots who rise to bring sanity back to government and politics, or the left-wing clown show, a show where only China, Russia, and the world's despots are laughing? Part of the reason that absurd, unserious, and dangerous people in the Democrat Party keep getting elected is because of GovEd. As I mentioned, House Republicans passed a parental bill of rights on Friday. Every House Democrat opposed parental rights on how to best educate their children. The parental bill of rights would require schools to publish their curriculums, allow parents a say in student privacy policies, and give parents the right to receive a copy of reading materials. All 208 House Democrats joined the Biden regime's war against parents. The aforementioned socialist squad member Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez calling that measure, the Parental Bill of Rights, fascist. That's right. Parental rights are an example of fascism, according to Democrats.
Asking the Republican Party to keep culture wars out of classrooms. Our children need urgent and aggressive educational solutions. The American Library Association coming out against this Republican proposal. When we talk about progressive values, I can say what my progressive value is, and that is freedom over fascism.
Okay. The bill now heads over to the left-wing dominated controlled Senate, where parental rights are expected to die.